I was thinking the next word that was going to come out of my word is one of my new favorite movies, Sue.
Oh.
I mean, it's this beautiful short film about your mother and your mother. I mean, I was watching it. I mean, boom, right away, magnetism. That woman says. All of a sudden, the first time I saw her, I was said, I've got to meet this woman. I mean, I was just a magnet. She's so incredible. And by the way, you are ageless. I mean, I was watching you and I go, oh yeah, Nancye, you know, and your edit, the movie, the editing, the framing. I mean, I fell in love with the whole family, and I was watching it, and it talk about connection. I mean, I was watching it, and my mother is having her birthday in next week.
Happy birthday!
Thank you. I will let her know.
Yes, please.
So,
great age.
I know. So I watched your film, and I so identified with it, and and that's what's so great about it too. We all have mothers, so we can really connect with it. What just made you want to focus on that?
Well, you know, it was interesting. The inspiration came from my mom because my dad passed away at 94. And from that, and my mom was 94 as well. And from that point on, she just talked about wanting to meet someone else. And I'd be like, okay. And if I buy her a pair of earrings, she'd like, oh, maybe we go out, I'll wear these new earrings and I'll meet someone. Just every little thing was always about meeting someone, right? So I talked to my friends. I said, you know, I really should just do an online profile for my mom because she really wants to meet someone. So finally, and everyone thought I was crazy when I said that, you know, so I finally did it, you know, and I thought, well, I'm going to do it. She was 97. I'm going to do it and I'm going to film it and see where this goes. So I didn't know where it was going to go. And I just started, you know, doing it. And, you know, as you know, in the film, for those that haven't seen it yet, which I hope we get to do a little show and tells one day soon, that, you know, she met someone and it was just a miraculous story. And it was, you know, and I did all the vetting and I did all the online stuff. And then he, you know, when I was talking to him, I was just like, this is so amazing. First date, they were holding hands and they were holding hands ever since. And my mom is 101 now, going on 102. She's in hospice and she has him by her side every day, you know. Yeah, and she's at home and yeah, so, but you know, my mom, as you saw, she's just so present and she just doesn't, you know, she just answers things. She's funny and she is so engaging and she just is herself. She's just a person that's very authentic. And you're right. So everybody has this relationship with their mom, but also, you know, we were talking about this a little bit. We started to touch on it, David, that, you know, anybody with any kind of disability, you know, like my mom, she never really wanted to wear hearing aids, so she couldn't really hear very well. And, you know, at the time on a walker, but, you know, pretty good. But like, and 97. And with all these things, yes, you can find love. Yes, you can, you know, have your dreams. It doesn't matter what obstacles are in the way, you can have it all. So.
And, you know, I was even thinking too, I said, Nancye has a new business. I mean, you can, I was thinking, I got to call her up and maybe she can help me find somebody.
Well, you know, it's so funny. So many younger people are saying, you know, Nancye, it's so hopeful for me that your mom found love and, you know, that it's possible for me. And all ages are really identifying with that. Like, you know, if, you know, what are the odds that someone in Atwater Village met someone in Glendale, which is so close, and he drove and he's 10 years younger. And that was it, first date, you know, online first date. And he let me film it. And, you know, it's like, so yeah, so it's all possible. And I think that's what we have to keep remembering, you know, that as our world got small, it didn't mean that there wasn't infinite possibilities still to happen. And it just meant that, you know, go within, get that place centered, and then just expand out into the universe, because it's that's the way it happens.
Well, also what just came to my mind too is, I have a few people I know in my life who say, oh, I'm this age or that age. This is not my mom, but they just go, oh, my life is over and this and that. But it shows your life isn't over until it's over.
It's never over. And
exactly. And then it goes beyond that, right?
I mean, obviously, but there's no reason for people to give up on themselves like that. But, it's like in our class, another Corey thing, he always used to tell us, we had mismatched sides and one page. And he used to say, just do what you need to do on that page as if it's the last page you ever have. And if you live like that to the end, you've got a great life, right? Because every day is like, a blessing if you never know there's another day. And there are so many blessings. You can always find the blessings even within all the pain and obstacles. And we all have our share of things we have to go through, but we can still focus on just the little, the little things, and build upon those, and just know that, we have our imaginations and we can explore and decide what we want to create and believe in ourselves and in others.
I could keep on going on with you. I mean, I still had several other questions. Do you still have a little time?
I do.
Oh, good. Well, then I have to ask you, because with Sue,
yes.
There's so many moments in there, and I'm not going to go in, and because I want everybody to be surprised, but I wrote a couple things down. Number one, I'm just going to say goat yoga.
And, oh, great. God, I forgot all about that. Yeah.
I love that.
I love that you really loved that. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, I love that. And then the familiar faces that are, you're watching your film and, like Candy Clark, and then the late Allie Willis.
Yes, I know. That's still a heartache for me. It's still soon. I mean, the last...
You were very close.
Yeah, she was one of my best friends. Family. We were family. So yeah, the last 2 years, I've just had a rolling, like just one loss after the next. And so, but my spirit is really strong, and I just have, you find your way within it. But yeah, losing Allie and Buck within 2 weeks. Buck Henry, who was another close family friend. So like, just someone I saw every week, multiple times a week. And yeah, and then it's interesting to be grieving the last 2 years, but the world is grieving. So we're kind of all in this together, but we're all supporting one another. And you get a lot of illumination when you come close to death and can sort of embrace it, because for those that believe in this, as I do, the soul and the spirit lives on. So they're never gone. No one is ever gone. And we're just taking up time within a short period of time. The soul is going on for a very long time. So you just got to keep it in perspective, which is hard to do, but doing my best.
Yeah, yeah.
You're right. There was a really good cast. I mean, my friends are incredible. So there was a very good cast of characters in Sue, and they all love, as you could see, love my mom. Oh my mom was Allie's biggest fan. She went to all her live shows, and my mom is over the moon for Allie. So
yeah. No, she was incredible. I never got close to her, but I met her several times, and that's another shocker.
Yeah, no, there were so many.
Just like Mary Wilson the other last month.
I know. No, that's why we have to, as you would say, for the people that are here, their friends that are telling you that their life is over. No, it's not. You've got to look, there's people that are that are leaving us, and you've got to take advantage of every breath you have. They're all important.
Atomica?
Yes.
Your company.
Yes.
How was the name given birth?
So, you know, I was married to Mark Mothersbaugh of Devo, and Mark's music company, for all his composing and all his commercial music he does, and all his life after Devo music, is called Mutato Musica. And since we started that company together, Atomica, and it was like the film and television division. And so the Atomica are letters that came out of Mutato Musica.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very personal name that that lives on.
Yeah, yeah. I had two more questions.
Speaking of life, I feel so blessed to have Mark in the world, because we nearly lost him to COVID last year, and that was, you know, for those people that have lost anyone, and for those that have come close, it's quite a, you know, a frightening thing. I mean, he was on a ventilator for 10 days. So yeah, so we are all blessed to have his brilliance and genius still in the world.
Well, it's so amazing too that, you know, that like you said, an ex-husband or this or that, but the friendships are still there, and we keep hold of it.
Oh yeah, I will love Mark forever. Yeah.
What makes you decide? This is a question I wrote down, but it's not in my head. What makes you decide on how you choose the subjects that you want to produce? Like Robert Williams, Mr.
Yes. So
and also which has Slash, Axl Rose, Debbie Harry.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a fun movie. I would highly encourage everyone to see that. It's very, anybody in Los Angeles, it's very pro California, and anyone that has an individual spirit as an artist of any kind, it's someone that really found his own way and then started movements, and shows you how here in California, we really are the center of forward thinking and new ideas. And so many great spokes are in that film for people to see and connect with. But so something like that, I'd say in general, how I pick projects is I'm very organic. So a lot of things just come to me. In that particular, like for instance, my mom, she said she wanted to meet someone, and then the idea blossomed in my head, and it took me 3 years to figure it out to make a film. But it was just, oh, she's planted the seed. Robert called me up and said, Nancye, I've had these 2 girls following me around for a couple of years, and they want to do this documentary on me. It's like, will you do it? And I'm like, you cannot say no to Robert Williams. And so I took that journey on, and it turned into a very interesting journey before it really got to where it is now, which we're all so proud of. And it was really important for me to do a film that Robert and Williams and his wife, Suzanne Williams, both loved and felt strong about, and they love it. So, and that's like my family forever family too. So I feel like my projects come in a very personal way, whether it's an idea that comes to me through some sort of either event in my life or something that, actually personally comes in. And that's how I sort of make my decisions. And that's the other eclectic part of me, because they can go from very different ways. So.
What about Rosemont?
Yeah, so that was the producer was a friend with my other ex, who Jim, right?
Right.
And he had his acts, he had trouble, and his actors fell out, and he was having a struggle. And he said, and Jim said, well, you should talk to Nancye, because she's very good at that. So I read the script and loved it, and got it out to a few people. The late Peter Fonda, who passed, and I knew Brad Dorff and Grace Brisky, and got it to them. And then we sort of, negotiated for them to be on the film. And that was sort of my, co-producing with Rick Dugdale for that little film. Exactly.
I just want to tell you again how much I love you and that we're connected again, or it sure feels like it. And then I saw you at the party a year ago. And also,
I love you too, David. No, we're forever connected.
Yeah.
Those experiences with 12 people in a room. It was 12, right?
Yeah.
12 plus Corey, right? Yeah, it was like the Last Supper every time, right? Yeah, those are, like I said, that's an imprint on me for life. So